What's going on, everyone? This is Top with another toy review. This time I'm going to be taking a look at the Todd McFarlane Gold Label Justice League Captain Carrot / Justice League Glow-in-the-Dark Edition Authenticated Limited Edition from McFarlane Toys. Only 5,700 pieces exist, and after that, too bad, too late, you get nothing. Good day, sir. Well, this is really fascinating because it's just a box right now. So let's hurry up and get this guy free of his prison. Real quick, I guess I should point out that on the back of the box is a picture of Captain Carrot. So you do get that. On the sides, it's just text. So here we go. Here is Captain Carrot. I remember this popping up on Amazon a few months ago and just kind of out of nowhere. And it said glow in the dark, which immediately piqued my interest because I love pretty much anything that glows in the dark. McFarlane, if you want to sell all your toys to me, make them all glow in the dark. There's some that I don't understand why they don't glow in the dark, like that Doomsday who had the green spikes. Why wasn't that glow in the dark? They were green. It was right there. Anyway, let's take a little look at this guy and get him out of here. And here he is, Captain Carrot, revealed in all of his glory. I love this character, even though I'm not super duper familiar with Captain Carrot. I know his name is Rodney Rabbit. He eats cosmic carrots to become Captain Carrot. He leads the Zoo Crew, which is full of all kinds of other anthropomorphic characters who I wish we would get toys of. McFarlane, give us the Zoo Crew. But this comes with, he has his card, he's got the stand, and based on the feel of this paint, I believe this may glow in the dark as well. The actual card itself says glow in the dark edition, so that's not super new, but it's a thing that we get in case he forgets his name, I guess. He comes with some extra hands. That's lovely. Get over there. He comes with some extra hands, same hands as the previous release. So he's got the fist hand, the open hand, slap hand. He's got that going. You can give him the thumbs up. These feel a little bit tougher than the other release. Like they're a little bit more stiff, but no issues in popping off one hand and giving him a thumbs up. He's good. Almost kind of wish there was a thumbs down, but Captain Carrot's more on. He's a positive guy. I think he would give you more of the thumbs up. So it looks like the original release. There's not a whole lot. You're not going to get a whole. You know what? You're not going to get anything different in this one aside from it just being glow in the dark, which is really cool. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason behind why McFarlane chooses who or what to make glow in the dark, but I'm on board because it's one of my favorite things in the toy collecting world. If you have the original Captain Carrot, you know what to expect. He's got the articulated ears. The head motion is same as ever. Also, really good. Like, it's a very well articulated figure. You get the extra motion in the shoulders, the bicep swivel, double joints at the elbows. You get that at the knees. He's got, like, I do love the articulation scheme that McFarlane has going on. You can get some really good, really expressive poses out of him. Let's swap that thumbs up for maybe a flight hand. Let's give him his fist. Because even just your basic, with just a little bit of posing, you get a pretty good motion for flying. This does not come with a flight stand, which is strange to me because the original one did. And there is plenty of room in this box right here for flight stands. We've gone in there. So if you have the original, or if you have an extra flight stand just hanging around, you're going to need it for Captain Carrot to go flying around at night. You can see him at night. One of the things on McFarlane figures that I do think is a little bit strange, it works pretty well on Captain Carrot because it blends in pretty seamlessly, is this. I know people give him some guff for what I've read being called the diaper. It's flexible. It kind of does what it needs to. It allows for a pretty decent range of movement with the legs. So I don't mind it too much. It does stand out a little bit. It is a little bit lighter. It's probably hard to see with this particular camera with the shadows, but it's a little bit lighter than the rest of the plastic. So if that's something that stands out to you or maybe upsets you, then that's something you have to deal with the McFarlane figures. But overall, I really enjoy this figure. He is great. I love the scheme. I love just the fact that it glows in the dark. It's again, it's not super duper special. It's just something that he decided to do because McFarlane is in a position to do that. The cape is plasticky, bendy, no wire cape. That would be cool. I love the look of wire capes. I personally don't need them for my figures. I know people kind of prefer that, but I am enjoying this figure. And again, it really is kind of the novelty of him glowing in the dark that does it for me. He's, again, just the same as the original release. You're just going to get some glow in the dark goodness to go along with him. But Captain Carrot is fantastic, and I love him. And he will look great on my shelves with the rest of the glow in the dark people. So let's take a look at him compared to some other figures like his original release. And like I said, if you're looking for anything different, you're not going to get anything different. It's the same figure, same mold. If anything, the glow-in-the-dark Captain Carrot is a little bit looser. Like the joints are just a tad loose. They're not floppy. They're far from being floppy, but you will notice a little bit it's a little bit easier to pose this arm than it is on the original release. I wish that I had been able to get my hands on the brown variant. I know that had popped up along with the original. I know that this one is based on kind of his more recent appearances, where he was all white. He was an all white rabbit instead of having the brown and white color scheme. I want to get that brown one at some point. But in the meantime, these two rabbits are pretty great. They're going to team up and have some adventures, because why not? Why wouldn't there be an extra Captain Carrot flying around? So let's compare him also to someone who is only slightly less pale than he is. Good old Lino. I do like that the Captain Carrot, well, just the McFarlane figures in general are that 7-inch scale, so they're pretty decently sized compared to your average 6-inch figure. So I love the idea of this being in continuity, that Captain Carrot stands a full head above Lino. That amuses me for some reason, and I think it would be great if they ever cross these guys over. And he's in DC, so it's canon for DC characters to cross over with Thundercats. That's been done before. Give me Captain Carrot, put him on Thundera, and let him and the Zoo Crew team up with the Thundercats and fight Mum-Ra. I would love to see that. Give me that, please. Let's also size him next to Akite King Carnivis. So if you have classics Carnivis, I mean, these are a little bit closer. I mean, the He-Man Classics wave was also, I believe, 6-inch scale. Don't remember exactly offhand. He's still a little larger than can get. But this also kind of makes sense too, because Captain Carrot is supposed to be a big, beefy superhero, and even in the comics, he's drawn with so much. He's a big guy. He's a big dude. So if you're looking for a fun action figure, if you like kind of weird, wacky, strange characters that are fun, that kind of come out of nowhere, but a very well done, well handled, well articulated figure, pick up a Captain Carrot. I don't know how readily available the original was. I actually never saw one in stores. I had to get mine off of Amazon. I lucked out and pre-ordered them and got mine that way. But if you can get a hold of glow-in-the-dark Captain Carrot, that might be just as good. And of course, we can't have a limited edition glow-in-the-dark variant without testing out that glow. Oh, that's a pretty good glow. I like that. Yeah, not too shabby. Looks like Captain Carrot will be headed to my glow-in-the-dark shelf. Looks like it wears off a little quick, which is too bad, but overall, it does the job. He's still glowy. All right. Welcome home, Captain Carrot, amongst your glowy friends. Which kind of reminds me, now that I see him with the Ninja Turtles, it'd be kind of neat to have a glow-in-the-dark Usagi Yojimbo. Get on it, Super 7. So in closing, I kind of have nothing but good things to say about Captain Carrot, this limited edition McFarlane Platinum Gold Label whatever release. He is glow in the dark, which is one of my favorite things ever. He has the same articulation scheme. He's the same figure if you got the original Captain Carrot. So if you enjoyed that, you'll enjoy this. Because who doesn't like glow in the dark? I ask you, who doesn't like glow in the dark? In the echelon of rabbit characters like Plundar and Bucky O'Hare and I can't think of any more right now. I'm sure there's a bunch. He stands pretty tall. I really, really like this, and I highly recommend it. If you get a chance, I think he's still available on Amazon, and I'd run over and grab him. So with that, I hope that you enjoyed this quick review of Captain Carrot, the glow-in-the-dark edition. If you'd like to give me some feedback, always appreciated. Like and subscribe to the video and get a hold of us on Blue Sky. Our handle is 2 Guys Talking Toys. That is number 2. No G after the talking. Same thing on Instagram, 2G Talking Toys. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.